All right, guys, so let's get started with homework 2 and input your answers to question 1. All right, so if you need me to work through this for you, I will give it a whirl. So we have this guy neatly rewritten. Notice I've titled it number 1. Just make sure your work is nice and neat and organized. And so we're going to start with the distributive property. Pretty much we just have to multiply through and then combine like terms. Oops, I actually didn't want to do that. All right, so 4 times 6n, 4 times 6 is 24, and then I still have that n. So now I'll do my next arrow. I make the arrows as I go. I don't write them both at the same time. 4 times 9, 36, minus 10n. Last but not least, I just have to combine like terms. So my like terms here are 24n, and remember, I'm going to highlight the minus 10. 24 minus 10 is 14n, and then I'll just copy down that 36. All right. Next. Don't mind that. I don't know how to get that to go away. Oh, there it goes. All right. So on to number 2. All right. So if you need for me to go through number 2, here we go. So we actually have, guys, 2 distributive properties. So again, the way I like to do the distributive property is I distribute, then write. It keeps me organized. So 3 times negative u is negative 3u. Distribute 3 times negative 5, that's negative 15. Now I have to do the same thing here. So I have 8 times 2u, that's 16u. And then I have 8 times 1, which is plain old 8. Okay, and so last but not least, we have to combine like terms. So here we have, I'm going to highlight the negative 3u and 16u. So it's negative 3 plus 16. I like to think about it as 16 minus 3, which is 13u. And then we have, I think, I can change the color. I have negative 15 and positive 8. So negative 15 plus 8 is negative 7. And that's my answer. Box it in nice and neat. And let's check out number 3. All right, so it says translate from words to an equation, then solve. All right. Always read it first, and then I will write it out. So if 32 is added to a number, the result is negative 4. Okay. So 3. 32 is added to a number, the result is, that's the same as saying equals negative 4. So you know you're going to have that negative 4 on this side. So 32 is added to a number. So I'm starting with that number, and I've got to add 32. So if you wanted to solve this way, you could. I'm going to write it over here just to save some space. So my number has to be negative 4 minus 32, which is negative 36. Alrighty. 2 more. So this actually, guys, is something that you guys covered last year, and I think I told you to skip number 4. So we will, because we'll pick this up at the end of the year. But product, guys, just so that you can kind of remember, product means multiply. So they want me to multiply A and C. So A is 2/3, and C is the square root of 10. And they want me to multiply that and decide if it's rational or irrational. And we'll talk more in class about that, guy. Understand that you can do this on the TI Inspires, which we'll also learn how to do in class. All right, so let's hop down and do last but not least number 5. All right, so if you need for me to explain number 5, here we go. So first it says to simplify, so the first thing I'm going to do is copy it nice and neat, exactly as I see it. So it looks like I have a distributive property. Oops, close that guy. So the 7k is just chilling there. And then when you read this, it's 7k minus 2 times this quantity, which means I need to take negative 2 and distribute him in. So negative 2 times 3k is negative 6k. And negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. So I'm just going to keep reading. The last thing I need to write is minus 9. This is nice because my like terms are right next to each other. So 7k minus 6k, 7 minus 6 is just 1k. Negative 2 minus 9 is negative 11. So that's that first part. And then the last part is it says k is negative 1. So you're just going to come up in here, and instead of writing k, we're going to write negative 1. So we have to do negative 1 minus 11, and that's negative 12. All right, I hope you thought this was pretty easy. I hope this was a good explanation. Let me know in the comments if you have any